Yes, the lineup for the first heat race is going to be a very close race, but the one car in the race that is going to be on pins and needles, so to speak, is car number 4, and that's going to be Charlie DeRosa from Buffalo. Charlie right now is in a tie for 4th place in the overall standings, and a win here tonight in this heat race could give him 10 very valuable points and put him up into 3rd temporarily. He's the only car in this heat that's going to stand a chance at getting into the top 3 in the series so far. That means obviously the 2nd and 3rd heats coming out right after this are going to be very keen between a number of competitors. So watch car number 4 starting from the 4th row outside.
Hang on to your hat. Concours on the inside line coming down for the green flag. A big gaggle head down into turn 1, but he heads out down the racetrack. David Concours out of Scarborough in the 67. Eberschlag to the inside. The number 36 dives in, tries to take over 2nd, has to settle for 3rd. John Shirtliff in the 39 working the high side of their Shirtliff, trying to get around the outside of Concours. That's not working too well. 3 wide going down into turn 3. Eberschlag, a very daring move on the inside, and temporarily at least holds down 1st place. He hangs on to that one. Glenn Butt works the mellow right branch, number 43 up into 2nd place. Nice piece of driving going down there. Dave Baelish trying on the inside of Concours. He gets there, 3rd place now. As they come down to the wire, it's Eberschlag in 36, Butt in 43. The number 12 car of Dave Baelish running in 3rd spot. Eberschlag stretches it out with the country style donuts. Midget, number 36, Eberschlag takes the halfway mark. The cross flags first. Glenn Butt in the 43 car running 2nd. Dave Baelish is 3rd in the number 12. Charlie DeRosa, the number 4 car, up into 4th place. Your pole sitter, Dave Concours, in 67 is running 5th, and Sarah Somerville is 6th in the number 17. George Gilbert having a problem trying to get the 89 up into any higher contention. He's got his hands full out there with that car tonight. Sarah Somerville takes the inside line to get up into 5th place in the number 17 car, but boy, I'll tell you, Normie Eberschlag's got a lot of running room between him and the 43 of Glenn Butt. White flag is out. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Eberschlag has got it in the lead. Norm Eberschlag in 36. Glenn Butt in 43. Dave Baelish in 12. The front 3 as they come down the line for the last time. Eberschlag in 36 takes the checkered flag. Glenn Butt in 43 is 2nd. Dave Baelish is 3rd with the 12 car. Charlie DeRosa is 4th in the 4. Sarah Somerville 5th in number 17. A nice piece of running for Norm Eberschlag as he got out of the traffic starting 3rd row and managed to get through relatively cleanly and up to the front and just didn't look back from there on.
Nice race, Norm. Norm Eberschlag, winner of the first heat on this beautiful night. Have we raced under the lights here before, Norm?
One other evening we did. We had a little media race. This is only the 2nd time this year, though.
Is it a little different to run under the lights?
I think it's a little more exciting. The cars look better, and it's more interesting. A little more glitter, I guess. A little more glitter to it, I guess.
That's great. That was a nice run by this little country-style donut car. That'll put you into the big feature for the big show tomorrow, won't it?
Yes, we're qualified, ready to go.
Okay, there you are, your winner, Can-Am Midget's first heat winner, Norm Eberschlag.
Thank you very much, Brian. 2nd heat is pulling out onto the track right now. Dave Cook looks like a handful of very competitive race drivers out there. A couple of interesting things, of course, Bob Reese, who is in contention for the Rookie of the Year, and the 06 of Dave Mcknight out on the track in the points lead right at the moment. It's going to be a handful of very good racing going down.
Well, right you are, Bud. With Dave Mcknight leading the points championship, a win in this heat could really make it almost a guarantee for him if Kenny Lorenz has problems in the third heat. But Dave Mcknight, he's got to come up with a win here to maintain his distance between second-place driver Kenny Lorenz. The other thing in this race here is car number 32, Steve Cosa. Now, Cosa is just a few points behind Andy Macron, currently standing fifth in the championship. Charlie DeRosa in that last heat moved into third place now, and of course, Andy Macron, who was third, is going to try his best in the third heat to take those points back. But right now we're looking at 0, 6, and 32 stand to gain some very valuable points in the overall championship.
Paul Subject on the pole in 27 with Jim Shurtleff in 44 on the outside. Then the 60 of Paul Husby and the number 10 of Bob Crawford. All set to roll as the pace car disappears off the racetrack. Subject out of Mississauga gets on the gas. Whoa, and it looks like Shurtleff ran into a problem on that start. The 44 went from front to back in half a straightaway. Subject out in front as they head down into the 3-4 turn. Paul Husby, oh, look out, once over, twice over, and up against the wall. Hang on to your hats. A fast check down there, and looks to be in A-OK. That Steve Cosa, of course, the 32 car, really getting up on a wheel and getting slam dunked over and bang into the wall. And the rescue crew head over there very quickly. There we go, coming into 3, 4, and you can see up on a wheel and over he went. Steve Cosa just caught a wheel and over it went. We'll take another look at that one. We'll take another look on the scoreboard of that replay. See if we can pick up which car it was that Steve managed to catch a wheel on. There he come down the back straightaway. See Steve in the middle of the pack, caught a wheel right there, and away he went. Just caught a wheel, and that's all it takes when you're on open wheel racers.
Well, but I certainly hope at this point that we can see Paul, or rather Steve, get out of the car and get up on his own 2 feet. He's getting out, I believe, now. Yeah, there he is. Oh, that's great. I'm glad to see that that he's out of the car. Okay, these cars are very well built, but by the same token, you know, you can get hurt, and we've seen some pretty wicked crashes and drivers just literally walk away.
We've got the second heat race on the racetrack and ready to go once again. So we'll try this all over again. We've got them tucked in behind the Suzuki Swift pace car. Crossover signal being given. The white flag is out now. That will put the 27, Paul Subject, on the pole. John Shurtleff in 44, or Jim Shurtleff rather, in 44, hopefully gets a much better restart than he got on the original start there. He really went backwards on the start. The car wouldn't take off at all. Then the 60 car of Paul Husby and the 10 of Bobby Crawford in the second row. We're ready to go into the green. Gone racing, and again, Shurtleff has a problem on the start. The Golden Mile number 44 just not wanting to get going at all. Now he finally gets it fired up and rolling. Paul Subject continues to lead the parade with Paul Husby right with him. Paul Subject in 27, Paul Husby in 60, J.J. Johnson in the 21 car, and Crawford in the 10. And Bob Reese running fifth in the 01 car. Mcknight and Turnbull both hanging right with him. Ray Fournier pulls the 08 to the infield. Turnbull pulling up on the high side, almost loses it there, has to back off. He's not able to get around the 0-1 of Bob Reese. They're hanging at the back. Turnbull takes the high side of the track this time. Mcknight also trapped back in there. And Paul Subject continues to go around this racetrack very, very smoothly in the number 27 car. Subject out of Mississauga. He's got JJ right with him. Jim Johnson Jr. out of Hamilton in the 21 car. Husby down into third place. And Bobby Crawford out of Sutton running the 10 car in fourth place. JJ trying to reel in Paul Subject in the number 27, the Rexdale Auto Center Performance Products Can-Am Midget. Paul Subject. Jim Johnson Jr. JJ is known to his friends in the 21, running second. Paul Husby is third as the white flag flies. White flag is out. Paul Subject, half a lap to go. He's got Johnson right with him. Husby running third. Bob Crawford pulls to the inside of Husby, catches Husby on the way around. And look out, we've got cars hooked up. Wade Turnbull has got Reese with him. Reese passes on two wheels. I want to see that one again. I want to see that one.
Well, but not
see that one all over again. I do not believe Bobby Reese picking up a position.
But now you know why they call them the popular Thundering Can-Am Midgets.
That is unbelievable. Hitching a ride, candidate for Rookie of the Year, hitching a ride with the 1989 champion, and then doing a rocket ship takeoff off the top of his tires and passing him on two wheels.
Well, here's the winner of that second and very eventful Can-Am Midget heat. I don't think you saw what happened behind you in that finish.
Well, I didn't see a thing except when I came around for the past the checker and about around for the cool-down lap, I see a bunch of cars sitting out there. What happened?
Well, one of the guys hitched a ride on the other guy's back wheel, pulled him across the line. Then he did a hell driver, two-wheel drive, put her down on all four and got his finish. But you're the winner.
Yeah, well, that's what counts, isn't it?
That's the bottom line. This is one of the local guys from Mississauga. How's the season been?
Well, this season we've had our ups and downs. Last season we had a great year. We finished second in the points. We were leading the points for most of the season. We've had a tough time this year.
Can you move up with this finish tonight and tomorrow with a good finish? Can that move you up in the points?
Well, it'll move me up a little bit. It really won't make a difference.
Well, every little bit does make a difference, and it all helps at the end of the year when those point funds come down, right?
Oh, absolutely.
There you are, your winner, second heat.
All right, thank you very much, Brian. We're ready to push the third heat off. And Paul, congratulations. Nice run out there, guy. White flag. Doug Sire in the 77, Dick Mahoney in 79. On the front row as they get ready for the start. Then Dave McIntosh in the 90 and the 66 of Tim Mcknight on the outside of him. Pace car is off. We're ready to go. Sire and Mahoney. Nice steady pickup of speed as they come out of turn 4. Looking good. Keep an eye out of the back of the pack. The 74, Kenny Lorenz, and the 40 of Andy Mackworth are really going to have to get sailing and get through some traffic in a big hurry here. Mackworth to the outside. He picks off Lorenz with relative ease, but he's got a long way to go to the front. That front currently occupied by the 79 of Mahoney. Mcknight running second in the number 66. Yellow flag is out as we've got a car spun on the back straightaway. That's Danny May. 7 car by the looks of it. We're watching the replay. Danny has done a car switch on us. You note the number is kind of a tape job 7 out there. His car broke, so he's driving his cousin's car out of the racetrack. So is Danny May driving that car And the car spinning and coming to a halt. Oh. Macron is off, and by the looks of this, Dave Cook, this doesn't bode well for the fantastic flea market crown steering and brake midget. Looks like maybe a flat tire on the number 40.
Yeah, it looks like the left rear has gone flat. Very unfortunate because Andy needed the win here in this heat, and he was quite capable of pulling it off with that car. But that tire, interestingly enough, this afternoon we replaced all the tires, and he was going to buy a left rear brand new one for tonight when he got down here, but looks like he's got problems.
Certainly it is, and very unfortunate. Flat tire on the number 40 takes him out of the race. Ken Lorenz down to the back of the field has got to get by a whole bunch of cars here and get qualified for that feature. And he would love to finish out in front of this pack. Certainly needs it in the points chase. Look out, Mcknight is over. Tim Mcknight getting tangled up in the wheels of another race car down there. And very quickly, the red flag comes out. Tim Mcknight got caught up in the wheels of another car down there, and I'm not sure exactly whose car it was, but lost it, and over the wall, into the wall he goes. Okay, we'll take a look once again as we come out of turn 1. Bang, there he goes. He's over and skidding down the wall on the lid and rolls back over onto his wheels. So Tim Mcknight doing some driving that he would just as soon not be doing. So once again, the safety crew over on the track making a fast check, and Timmy is getting out of the car under his own steam up through the cage. He got rattled slightly there as he slid down the wall and then banged back down on his wheels again. Young Tim Mcknight out of Stroud, Ontario, out of the car and pretty much A-OK. He'll get the quick escort over for a quick checkup anyway.
Well, you know, Bud, you wonder sometimes what goes through a driver's mind. Ken Lorenz is sitting in a very, very touchy position tonight. He does mathematically have a good shot at winning the championship, but he's got to make sure that the car is going to be around at the end of the race to get into the feature. So, you know, the decision is, does he push it a little harder than he might? Does he hold back a little bit? Hard to say what goes through the mind of a driver in a position that Kenny Lorenz is in at this moment. But I can assure you that Kenny Lorenz, who has been with the club for a number of years, is a very smooth driver and a very calculated driver. And I think what Kenny's strategy is to just ensure that he does qualify for the feature race tomorrow.
Well, he's got to finish 6th or better in this particular race. And, he's going to have to pick a couple of spots up out there yet as we watch Mahoney get past on the inside. Roger Liberty, 26 car. Everybody packs up real tight down there in 3 and 4. Liberty's out in front of the 26, then Mahoney in 79. Jimmy Muncie driving the 9 car tonight. He's running 3rd. And Lorenz, who we were talking about just a second ago, running dead last. He's got a lot of cars to get around out there. And halfway mark has just gone by. Halfway mark. Roger Liberty out in front in the number 26. A big hop back to Dick Mahoney in the 79. And Jimmy Muncie driving Macy's 9 car tonight. Muncie holding down 3rd slot out there. Being challenged. Whoa, hang on. Sire loops the number 77 car. He's clear of the track. He's clear of the track. They keep him running out there. Walper up into 3rd place, challenging for 2nd. He's on the high side. Walper in the 58 takes the white flag 2nd. Riberty in 26, a hole straightaway in front of everybody. Roger Riberty out of Whitby, Ontario, comes down for the checkered flag. Riberty, then Dan Walper takes second in the 58 car. Keith Dempster third in the 5. And Kenny Lorenz is limping his way across that start-finish line. And he gets the checkered flag, but barely, as something expired on the 74. Roger Riberty, Dan Walper, and Keith Dempster in that order. 1, 2, and 3 for the third heat of the Can-Am Midgets.
Here we are down trackside with Roger Riberty from Whitby. Now that's a tongue twister for most announcers. How does it feel? It's been a while since you've been standing in here with a checker flag.
Well, it's been a while, but it takes a little longer, a little older. It takes longer to get it together.
You were pulling away from the field tonight. You seem to have it dialed in for this big, long last weekend.
Yeah, well, we've been looking forward to this long weekend, and I just hope we can get it all together for tomorrow night.
You are in the A feature for tomorrow. Your points will stand you in that feature.
Absolutely.
What position will you start that feature? Do you know?
I have no idea at this point.
Can you also move up in the points with a good finish tomorrow?
Not really. Maybe up to from 12th or so. That's about all.
And you enjoy racing at this nice facility?
Absolutely.
Great. We all hope that we're back here next year with the Budweiser people. There you are, Roger Riberty from Whitby, Can-Am Midget's third heat winner.
Dave Cook, an interesting lineup coming down here in the B main. A lot of cars that should have already qualified for the feature and have not qualified as yet. And indeed, there's Steve Cosa, and I'm busy looking for a wing on the car. And of course, the wing got demoed in that. What do you call it when you flip a car 5 times? I don't know. The quintuple flip.
Spectacularly demoed, I think.
Bits and pieces.
Well, you know, Bud, I talked to Cosa. And actually, interestingly enough, there wasn't that much damage to the car. It was mostly in the locating arms. They replaced them. The wing is gone. Other interesting thing down here with we've got Mcknight, Lorenz, and Macron, who have to, as well as Cosa, finish in the top 6 if they have any hopes of getting into the feature tomorrow. And if they don't, it'll be the most unusual finish to a championship season that we've ever seen in the history of this club.
White flag. 1 lap away from starting the B main. Dave McIntosh pulls the 90 car to the infield. Danny Mays, number 7 car, is in the infield as well. He's just going to check out. All right. Concours and Fournier lead the field down the front straightaway. They get on the gas and to the green. Going to be some very fast passing. Look out! Shirtlift gets all tangled up out there. We got a 3-car mess going down into turn 1 and 2. Cars got hooked up. That's Shirtlift in the 44. Timmy Mcknight, and we're trying to get a number on that car on the far side of the mess. Looks like it was Steve Cosa, the 32 car. It is. Steve Cosa is up against the wall on the outside. The 3 cars kind of got hooked up out there.
Well, Bud, it looks like young Timmy Mcknight is history, being pushed into the infield. Jimmy Shirtliff checking out his car. Looks like it's the steering's okay, and he's going to start at the back. It's going to be interesting to see car 40. I was talking to Andy at the break there, and he has no choice but to make a charge up through the field, whereas Lorenz and Mcknight both are sitting in qualified spots. If they hold their positions, they'll be safe for the feature.
Guaranteed they're going to be looking to improve those positions a little bit too, because they know they've got some quick iron behind them, like Macron and Steve Cosa, who has got to make a charge up through there too. So they're going to try and pick off a couple of spots and get a little insurance in here, I'm quite certain. Dave Concours and Ray Fournier bring the field around to the green flag, and we get the show back underway once again. Concours leads Fournier. Mcknight comes up on the outside. Keep an eye. Kenny Lorenz dials in. Makarith is already up into 6th place. Makarith is flying low out there. Running 6th now on the outside of Kenny Lorenz. The 40 car of Andy Makarith. Makarith sets sail. Whoa! Mcknight gets sideways. The 06, Dave Mcknight, got a wheel in and got sideways on the racetrack, and now facing backwards, looking at the traffic coming straight towards him. Replay is up, coming down the back straightaway now, and setting it up for turn 3, and all of a sudden, kaboom, Mcknight is backwards as he got a little loose, and all of a sudden he got tapped, and around he went. Dave Mcknight, of course, feature race, he is allowed a restart.
Well, you know, what he's got to do tonight is finish in the top 6. I'm sure he's capable of that. We've got a 15-lap race in our hands, and I think David can do that, certainly. But if he doesn't, the way it works is that he would have to talk some other qualified car owner and driver into relinquishing their ride, and then he could take that car and start at the back of the field. But the other interesting thing, he would lose his owner's points, which is where the money is. The drivers race for trophies, the owners race for money.
Well, they're starting to race real good out there right now. Dave Concour and Ray Fournier lead the field. Makarith now up into 3rd place very, very quickly. Gets around Kenny Lorenz. Lorenz is in 4th in the 74 car. Dave Concour doing a fine job out there tonight with that number 67 car. Doing an excellent job. Fournier drops to the inside as Makarith goes flying up. But look out, we got Shirtliff and Doug Sire tangled up down in turn 4. Shirtliff rolls away from that one slowly. And Doug Sire is stuck in the middle of the track with the caution flags flying. Andy Makarith has just dialed himself all the way from the back of the field right up to the front.
Anyway, what we've got here is we take it from the lap previous, and that'll put Andy back back to where he was.
Watch for the charge here as Dave Concour leads the field down in the 67 car. Leads him through turn 4 and down the front straightaway into the green. Makarith gets to the high side. Around Lorenz, around Shirtliff. Now Lorenz tucks down, tries to get inside. John Shirtliff's number 39. Not quite enough room to do that. Has to back out of it. Makarith very easily up around Concour and sets sail. The 40 car of Andy Makarith is on the move and clear traffic. Lorenz takes a fast look. He can't find any way to get around a couple of other cars. Now Mcknight starts picking his way up. Mcknight now up into 7th place in the number 06. Comes up on Watkins, takes over 6th. Dave Mcknight in the 06 car. Now assured, if nothing goes wrong, assured of a starting spot in tomorrow's race. Andy Makarith, about a quarter of the racetrack ahead of the 67 of Dave Concour. Gordy Shaw, fine job out there tonight in that 07 car. He's hooked up, staying right with Concour. Mcknight up in the 06. He gets motoring. He's up in a 3rd place now. Dave Mcknight slides inside Dave Concour as Concour got a little wide coming out of turn 4. But he is not going to catch Makarith. Makarith is running away and hiding on him. Andy Makarith finishes another lap in the 40 car. Now Dave Mcknight across the line in 06, running 2nd. Steve Cosa is up in a 3rd place in the number 32. Slid around the 67 car of Concour. Completing another lap, Makarith, then Mcknight. Now Steve Cosa holds down 3rd spot. The 3 of them continue to pull away. Kenny Lorenz up into 4th. He gets around the 67 car of Concour as it starts to fade just a little bit. Up into 4th place now, Kenny Lorenz. 5th being held by Dave Concour in the 67. The 6th spot will be Gordy Shaw in the 07 car. John Shaw, oh, look out, we spin one. That closes up the field something considerably. 46 car. Scott Reese spins out down in turn 1, and all of that lead that Andy Mackerath had built up, about a third of the racetrack over the 06, that lead is just evaporated, gang. It's gone away. And so the front 4, instead of being all around the racetrack, they're all going to be sitting nose to tail. The 40 of Andy Mackerath, the 06 of Dave Mcknight, the 32 of Steve Cosa, and the 74 of Ken Lorenz, none of whom you ever see in a consolation type race or a last-minute qualifier. They're all sitting nose to tail out here, and anything can happen. Mackerath is doing a fine job out there, but so's Dave Mcknight. Mcknight staying right with him. A little jump back. Steve Cosa in the number 32 car, and Kenny Lorenz holding down 4th. Mcknight is still trying to rag the 40 of Andy Mackerath. Mcknight is staying right with him. And hey, guy, you make one slip and I'm gone. Mackerath manages to pull ahead just a tad on the 06 of Mcknight, just enough to give him a little breathing space, and that is all. Cosa hanging in 3rd. He's going to just sit there comfortably, as is Kenny Lorenz in the 74 car. No point in punishing these things. They've got a slot already locked in for tomorrow's action. Gordy Shaw in the 07 and Dave Concord in 67 already sitting in the right spots, but they've got people behind them that would dearly love to get around them and take one of those top 6 spots. White flag is out. White flag is out. It is Mackerath in the 40 car. Down the back straightaway with Mcknight in 06, Cosa in 32, then Kenny Lorenz in 74, your front 4. Richie Watkins slides to the infield. Oh, hang on. Gordy Shaw running 5th, and he takes the checkered 5th. And that 6th was awfully close. I'll leave that one to the scorers.
Well, Bud, one championship has already been sewn up as a result of the heat that the console that we just finished, and that would be the Rookie of the Year award. Bob Reese did not qualify for the feature. No matter who finished 6th, Reese was one position behind the 7th place car, and Bob Reese was in a pretty tight points battle with Sarah Somerville. He had to qualify for the feature tomorrow in order to even have a shot. The high points rookie of this year is 17-year-old Sarah Somerville of Burlington, Ontario. Very good. Congratulations to young Sarah.
That's for sure. And another guy that really deserves a bunch of congratulations for a fine race down there is down with Brian Pratt right now. Brian, take it away.
Here we are. B feature winner, Andy Mackerath. You had to work it in through the B feature tonight.
Well, we had a bad break with a flat tire in the heat race, and what are you going to do?
You're qualified now automatically for the feature tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be there.
How tight are you sitting in the final point standing?
Well, I was hoping Dave Mcknight and Kenny Lorenz took us up on a vacation offer we offered them, but neither of them did it, so I guess we're in 3rd.
Will that change tomorrow? Can it change tomorrow? Is there enough points to make it change?
Yeah, there's actually 3rd, 4th, and 5th. It really does boil down to who beats who in the race, so I've really got to watch my backside.
So tomorrow is a very important race to you and a lot of other drivers in this club.
Oh, very important. There's a lot of money and a lot of prestige in line, so we're going to be all trying real hard.
Okay, come on back tomorrow. See this Andy Mackerath run this little 40 car along with the TQs.
All right, we've got all the cars assembled down on the front straightaway, so without further ado, let's go down for driver introductions and Brian Pratt. Brian?
Thank you, Bud. We're going to start at number 24 spot here. This is the final race for the TQ Midgets at the CNE this year. They've had a good season here. This is your top 24 that are going to fight it out for the total points. We're going to start with car number 67, Danny Bound from Stouffville, Ontario. 07, Gord Shaw from Toronto, Ontario. This next guy is number 2 in the points. 74, Ken Lorenz from Lancaster, New York. One of the fellows that travels from the States every week. Next car, number 32, He's number 5 in the points. Steve Cosa from Toronto. This next guy is number 1 standing in the points. This is your first points man. Number 1. 06. Dave Mcknight Sr. from Brampton. Junior. Somebody wrote this down, SR instead of JR. Starting the number 40 car. We've had a lot of interviews with this fellow this year. Andy Macron. He's number 3 in the points. The number 89 car, George Gilbert, starting next from Whitby, Ontario. Number 58 car, Dan Wallaber. Got that right, from Niagara Falls, New York. Number 1, Wayne Turnbull, from Paris, Ontario. Wayne is the defending champion. 01, Bob Reese, from Cheektowaga, New York. Number 4, Charlie DiRosa, from Buffalo, New York. Number 9, Jim Muncie, from Pickering, Ontario. Now I want a big hand for this next person. You fans look down here and see a great big line of cars and a great big line of guys. And just about in the middle of this line of guys is the only girl that runs with the TQs, running for Rookie of the Year. Let's have a big hand for number 17, Sarah Somerville from Burlington. Next car, number 5, Keith Dempster, Mississauga. Starting next, number 12, Dave Balich from Mississauga. Next will be the 26th car, Roger Riverty from Ajax. 21 car, Jimmy Johnson Jr. from Hamilton. Number 36, Norm Everslag from Richmond Hill. Starting next will be number 10, Bob Crawford from Sutton. Number 43, Glenn Butt from Scarborough. Number 90, Dave McIntosh from Downsview. Starting in the 3rd position, number 60, Paul Husby from Holland Landing. For you people that know where Holland Landing is. Starting 2nd on the outside pole, number 79, Dick Mahoney from Newmarket. And his final feature at the CNE, starting on the pole, number 27, Paul Subject from Mississauga. We're going to strap these guys in, give them a couple of laps, and they're going to go for the 25 lap for the checkered flag.
White flag is up. Let's give them a big wave and a send-off. Pace car heads for the infield. Front row, Paul Subject and Dick Mahoney lead the field around, looking for the green flag from starter Rick Sykes. They've got the green. We are going racing. Paul Subject takes over the early lead in car number 27 down the front straightaway with Mahoney right behind him. A bunch of cars jockeying for position. Husby just about lost the 60 car in that jostle, but he straightened it out and kept it going. Paul Subject sets sail, trying to run away. Norm Everslag in 36 now up on the inside of Mahoney. Bobby Crawford in the 10 car pulls up in there too. On the back straightaway It's Subject in 27, Everschlag in 36, Crawford in the 10 car. Now Roger Ribberty trying to move up and improve his position with 26. A lot of very fast cars down near the back of the field. Keep an eye on the 06 car of Dave Mcknight, the 74 of Kenny Lorenz, and the 40 of Andy Macrath, who's just picking cars off by 2s and 3s coming up in the middle of the field. Subject with a good jump and an early lead with 4 laps completed. Everschlag hanging on the back of him in the number 36, Norm Everschlag. Then the 10 car of Bob Crawford. And now Roger Ribberty pulls the 26 up in the 4th spot with Keith Dempster in the 5 car running 5th. Mahoney is faded back to 6th spot in the 79 car as they come down to complete another lap. The lead already on the back straightaway. That's Paul Subject, and Norm Everschlag is continuing to reel a bit. Subject drops something, is let go on the 27 car, and he heads for the infield. Lead change as Subject has car problems on 27. It appears that something just quickly let go on the 27 car. We have a new leader. The 36 of Norm Everschlag out in front now. Everschlag out in front in 36, the Country Style Donuts machine. Bobby Crawford running second in the 10 car. Roger Ribberty third in the 26. Dempster is 4th, and here comes Andy Macrath in the 40 car up and around. Macrath now in 5th place in the 40 car. Andy Macrath is flying low on this racetrack. Bob Crawford in the 10 car on the back of the 36 of Norm Everschlag, coming down through 3 and 4. There's your lead down the front straightaway. Everschlag, then the 10 Crawford, 26 Ribberty, 40 Macrath, 5 Dempster, your top 5. Keeping an eye on the rookie race out there, the 17 car of Sarah Somerville, 2 cars ahead of the 01 of Bobby Reese. She finishes in front of him. She wins the rookie award. Matter of fact, she's just got to have a decent finish, and she's won it. Got about a 30-point handle going into this race. The lead heading around turn 2. Everschlag with a comfortable lead over the 10 car of Bob Crawford. Everschlag in the 36. Crawford in 10. Then Ribberty and Macrath. Macrath looks to the inside. Has to back out of that one. The 40 car, Andy Macrath, in 4th out there right now. Still looking. Yellow flag is out as George Gilbert flips the 89 around and watches the traffic coming straight at him. This will tighten things up a little bit out on that racetrack. The lead starting to pull away just a little bit. White flag is out. We're ready to restart the race. George Gilbert down at the back of the field in the number 89. There's the white flag. Norm Everschlag in 36. Bobby Crawford in 10. Roger Ribberty in 26. Keith Dempster, Andy Macrath in the 40. Then Keith Dempster in 5. Charlie DeRosa in 4. J.J. Johnson, Jim Johnson Jr. in the 21 car. They come around looking at the green. They've got it. We are going back racing. Macrath takes a quick look at the inside and dives underneath the 26 of Roger Ribberty. Macrath sets sail down the back straightaway. He's up in a 3rd place in the 40 car. Andy Macrath now up into 3rd. And he is flying low out there. He's looking at the back end of Bobby Crawford's number 10 car. Fantastic flea markets, crown, brake, and steering. Can-Am Midget, number 40, Andy Macrath, easily the strongest car on the racetrack. Gets around Crawford very easily and goes gunning for Norm Everschlag. Everschlag, your leader. Macrath running 2nd now in the 40. Crawford down into 3rd spot in the 10. And Roger Ribberty 4th, and Dempster is 5th. 25 lap race. Look out, Ribberty loops the 26 car in the back straightaway, brings a caution flag out. Bring her down here, guys. Bring her down. Shut her down. Roger Ribberty, one of the cars that is self-starting in the Can-Am Club. Roger Ribberty pulls the 26 around and gets back into the fray again. 36, Norm Eberschlag out in front of the field. On the restart, it will be Andy Macron right behind him in the 40 car. Macron running extremely well. Roger Ribberty being told, to the back, fella, to the back. Way back there. You spin, you go to the back. You can move up quickly on the other cars once you go, but you got to start back there. White flag is out. We are ready to restart the race. '36, Norm Eberschlag. 40, Andy Macron. The 5, Keith Dempster. Watch Macron on this restart. That car extremely quick off the flying starts. Green flag is out. We are rolling. Glenn Butt driving very well on the inside there as he gets going past Charlie DeRosa. Butt up into 4th place now in the number 43 car. Glenn Butt, the Mellow Right Brands machine, up into 4th spot. Charlie DeRosa fades to 5th. But it's Eberschlag out front in the 36. Andy Macron in 40. The 5 of Keith Dempster. Then the 43 of Glenn Butt. And the 4 of Charlie DeRosa. Dave Baelish in the 12 car working his way up too. And Sarah Somerville is in 6th spot and trying to get inside Baelish. She does, and Baelish closes the door. Somerville has to back out of there. Macron to the inside of Eberschlag now takes over the lead down turn 3. New leader Andy Macron in the 40 car takes over out of the front of the field. Baelish and Somerville get inside Charlie DeRosa's number 4 car, picking up a spot apiece on him as DeRosa backs off. Problems on the number 4. Set the scene down the back straightaway. The 40 of Macron in the lead. The 36 of Eberschlag. The 5 of Keith Dempster. Then the 43 of Glenn Butt now running 4th. Dave Baelish is 5th. Somerville gets spun. Sarah Somerville gets spun. Heavy traffic going there. Dave Mcknight and Wayne Turnbull, 06 and 1, were both trying to get around Sarah Somerville's number 17. And somebody caught a wheel. And Sarah Somerville unable to hang on to the race car. It went around. Whoops, Wayne Turnbull is now being pushed into the infield area. Something has expired on the 1989 Can-Am Midget Champions car. Disappointing spot to finish up the 1990 season for Wayne Turnbull, sitting in the infield spectating with a disabled race car. Macron picks it up, looking for the green flag from starter Rick Sykes. He's got it. He's gone. Macron sets sail down into turn 1 and 2. Trying to leave a big hole between him and Norm Eberschlag in the 36. Bobby Crawford in the 10 car, Keith Dempster in 5 in 3rd spot. Then Glenn Butt running the 43 in the 4th spot. Three laps to go. 22 laps completed. 23 laps completed. We have 2 laps to go. Two laps to go, and Andy Macron appears to have this one locked up. Andy Macron in the 40 car, then a big hop back to Norm Eberschlag and Keith Dempster, 36 and 5. White flag lap, and Macron sets sail in the 40 car, around 3 and 4 for the last time. Then Eberschlag in 36, the 5 of Dempster, 06 of Mcknight, the 43 of Glenn Butt. Andy Macron, fantastic flea market. Crown Steering and Brake Can-Am Midget from New Toronto, Ontario. Macron make his way into the infield area. You see Brian Pratt again. Macron, the 36, Norm Eberschlag in 2nd. Keith Dempster in the 5 car in for 3rd. The 06 of Dave Mcknight in 4th and the 43 of Glenn Butt in 5th spot. And I'll tell you, Vice President and Chief Statistician of the Can-Am Midget Race Club, Dave Cook, is going to be one busy fella calculating the points and figuring out who the overall champion is. And of course, we'll have the overall champion points winners out after the conclusion of today's races. But right now, we'll give Andy a half a second to get unbuckled and get the helmet and the gloves off down there. And now he can hear you, so let's put it together and give him a huge round of applause. Andy Macron. All right, Brian Pratt, you are down trackside. Andy's climbing out of the car, probably looking for a good breath of air down there to get his lungs working. You take it over from trackside.
Andy Macron, this pretty little number 40 car. You started 19th. In 25 laps, you're first. That's almost a car a lap.
Well, that's pretty close. It's been a good race. I can't believe how much this car has done for us in the end of the season here. We've come back from about 9th in points right up to 3rd, and maybe if we'd come out a couple weeks earlier, we've been bothering Dave Mcknight for the points championship. So we're really excited about what's gone on. I mean, our sponsors been good with us. They backed us all the way through. Fantastic flea market. Ourselves, Crown Steering and Brake, and NRC Racing. They've just given me the reliable motor I need to run up front every week. And I'll tell you, if you finish races, you got a chance. If you aren't finishing, you're in the infield. It doesn't matter how fast you are.
Who's this guy that's walking around the back of the car with this Budweiser racing outfit on, that's jumping up and down in the infield when you took the lead there, and then you got a yellow, you had to go back to 2nd, then he's jumping up again? Why don't you tell the fans what participation Dave Cook has got in your car?
Well, Dave, we call him our team manager, I guess. He got me into the TQs in the first place, and it was kind of a funny deal where he bought a car and didn't have a driver and wanted to borrow a trailer, and I told him I'd be the driver, and that was it. We've been sort of affiliated ever since. I drove for him for a number of years there, and he's helped me out right from day one, so I can't thank him enough.
Okay, now, Dave gave me a little wink, and he said that officially puts Andy in 3rd position in the series. That officially puts you in 3rd position. Like you say, maybe a couple of weeks earlier, maybe 2nd or 1st. Let's have another big hand. 25 lap. Can-Am Midget feature winner, Andy Macron. That's his 6th feature win this year.
Would the drivers please come up onto the platforms? First, we'd like to ask the 3rd place finisher in the series, Andy Macron. We'll do the race interview and the interview for his 3rd place in the championship series. Okay, Andy, how about hopping up here on the podium? Good. Ladies and gentlemen, how about a big hand for Andy Macron? I have to get up beside you. I'm too short. Andy, congratulations. Tell us a little bit about that 750cc Suzuki engine of yours and the car and how it all came to be, and what is different about this car than the original one you had at the start of the year?
Well, not a heck of a lot. Just a well-built car that works really well. And the car is just all the components are working well. Motor's working well, crew's working well. I'm having a good time in the car, and when the chassis works, it makes it easy for you when you run.
Now, Andy, this car was designed and manufactured by yourself with the help of a lot of fellows I know, but how did you come up with the design? I know that's the suspension and the way the car is designed that makes it work well as being a very good driver yourself, but what were you thinking of in the back of your mind, and how did you arrive at some of the design features of that car? What led up? What's the history?
Well, you run enough for years, you get used to changing things. We've taken ideas from everyone. We've been around the super modifieds, and we've borrowed some ideas there. And I mean, you can only run as fast as someone else. You have the same equipment, so you might as well build your own, and hopefully you can go quicker.
Andy, one further question before we bring the rest up. A lot of fellows had stopwatches on you today, and as they have in the last few days, 14.27 seems to be a time that's coming home from a lot of people. That's a ton of speed out there. Do you think you've got much left, or do you want to tell us?
We're never sure. We're using as much as we need right now.
Okay, well, we expect that maybe next year you'll be down into the 13 bracket. Andy Macron, congratulations on your win today and your 3rd place finish in the series.
Thanks, Dave.
Okay, next up will be Kenny Lorenz, who finished 2nd in the series. car number 74. Ken, where are you? Here you are, right over here. This is your coveted position right here, Ken. I guess I got to get up here, too. I'm kind of short here, you know. Ken Lorenz, Lancaster, New York. Kenny, congratulations, and you've worked really hard all year long, and I know that your heart was set on winning that championship, but boy, you really gave it a good try. Tell us a little bit about your season, Ken.
We've been up and down, had some good finishes, bad finishes. We've had a lot of consistency with the motor, same motor Andy's using. It's a good motor for the club. Hope it comes in for a good time, and you got to just stay right there. You got to watch the top guys, and you got to make sure you're there in the end.
How long have you been racing with the club now, Ken?
This is my 5th year at the club.
And prior to this, you were dragging, I believe, snowmobiles, drag racing.
Modified snowmobiles, yes.
What is your future plans with the club? Are you going to go on to full midgets, super modifieds, or are you going to stick around with us for a while?
I like it here. It's a good club. Everybody works together. You get along well. And next year I want to win the championship.
Well, let's wish you all the best, and thank you very much, Ken. Great season for you.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, next, Ken, you can stay back here. This is just like the Olympics that Toronto never got. Okay, Dave Mcknight. And I know he's around somewhere. David Mcknight, the winner of the championship. David, come on up, #1 spot here. This is not your first Can-Am championship win, Dave. You've done it before. I think probably this might have been your hardest one to do, though.
Yeah, that's true, Dave. Competition's a lot tougher this year, and Andy and Kenny, mostly Kenny, give us a run, and then Andy come in the latter part of the season, and he was in the contention, and I'm kind of glad the season's over now.
Well, you know, they started to come up on you there. Now, you run, and I always run your own car, your own design, and this is also a new car for you this year that you designed and introduced, I believe.
Yeah, it is. It's a brand new car, and like new cars, you have troubles unless you're like Andy and make something that just works. But yeah, it's a new design. I think next year a new power plant is going to be the hot ticket.
Okay, so we can look forward to a new power plant for Dave Mcknight. What other plans do you might have next year, David?
Well, super modifieds, maybe in plans for next year. And also that car Latour won in tonight, they were talking to me about maybe showing that for a few shows. So we'll see what happens.
You might be a busy man next year.
Yeah, we might be.
How many races in a year would you run, David, if you were going to run the super modified and some selective stock car and also the series here? What would that be? Just a quick number.
Anywhere of contingency of maybe 40 shows.
That's pretty busy. Well, you've been a busy man this year. We want to first of all say congratulations. The charming Bud girls have a present for you, and you know what the tradition is. You don't drink it, you spray everybody but the announcer. Dave Mcknight, congratulations, and here we go. There we go. Boy, look at this. It just shows you, David. Andy was quicker on that one.